What's going on, everybody? Pop Principal here with another Funko Pop review, and today we have the Walmart 6-pack Guardians edition with Star-Lord, Rocket, Groot, Nebula, Mantis, and Drax. Now, this is my first this is my start of my Guardians collection, I should say. I don't have any other Guardians other than the Funko exclusive Groot at this particular time. I think I'm going to get maybe one or two different versions of Star-Lord that are out there. There's like one where he just has a shirt and his gun, and then there's another one where he has the power. I forget which Infinity Stone he has, and it's a glow and he lights up. So I will get those two at a certain point. I just haven't got them yet. But yeah, here's that Walmart exclusive. I got this particular set from Funko.com, and I believe they're sold out at this point. I don't know if they'll pop back up. I don't know if they'll put this back on sale on Walmart. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like when Walmart sells out, that's pretty much it. They don't do too many restocks as far as I know. I was going to get this one off the Walmart website, and it was cheaper, like $30 cheaper. Unfortunately, Funko jerked me. Maybe it was $20 cheaper. It was like $20 cheaper. Yeah, Funko.com jerked me on this one. They got me. But that's why you always you got to look around, weigh your options, and see where you can get the best bargain for your money. Most of the time I do, but then when I realized they sold out once before I actually got to purchase this, and I was like, the next time it goes up, I'm just gonna have to get it, because I might not get it for this price if I don't. If I let it go, if I have to go third party, those prices are ridiculous at this point. So almost the same as the 8-pack Spider-Man pack. So with that being said, let's get right into a out-of-box look, and we'll go one by one of the Guardians. And Star-Lord is first on deck with the 6-pack out-of-box, and there is a common version of all of these as well. So if you guys don't want to pay for the 6-pack, you can still get all of these pops except for the Groot exclusive. You have to get the pack. So if you want this Star-Lord, you can find them. There's a common, and there's also going to be a glow, which I will be getting as well. It's supposed to be on the Funko. I think it's a Funko exclusive, maybe. Maybe not. I'm not sure, but I know the early links for it now are for Funko.com. But Star-Lord is probably my favorite Guardian. I love this character. I love the design. Love the new uniforms that they have with the navy and maroon highlights. I don't know if they ever had a team uniform prior to this movie, so I'm glad we actually get to see them all on the team. I wish Gamora was in a different under different circumstances. Really loved the relationship with her and Star-Lord, and I still liked it in this movie. It was just drastically different. And you see the mustache and chin strap that Star-Lord is so famous for rocking as well. The black boots with the silver highlights on those, and he has gloves on as well. You see that gold Guardians symbol. So a lot of little details in here. You see the belt as well. It has different little silver pockets and things like that on it. So it's pretty dope design. I'm not mad at this at all. There's quite a few different Star-Lords out there. The Christmas version looks drastically different than this one, and he has like blonde hair, and his facial expression is a little different. So if you guys have any interest in that, I don't. I did like the Christmas special. It was okay. But let's get right into the next one of the 6-pack. And there we have Rocket Raccoon, who has a few different versions. There's a common, of course, and then there's a lunch, I forget, box lunch exclusive of him as well. I'm glad that I actually got Rocket finally. This is my first Rocket Raccoon, of course. Matter of fact, yeah, these are all firsts for me. He has on the Guardians uniform, I'll call it at this point. He's holding the Zune that Peter Quill's his name, right? That I was thinking about to say Peter Parker. That Quill is always going out of his way to play and make sure he has it available. If you've seen the Guardians movie, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. I think it's the last thing his mother gave to him, potentially, or something like. Maybe not. I don't remember exactly. But you see and this was this movie was pretty much about Rocket, and it was pretty rough to see his background. Animal cruelty in this movie, but not like literally, but it was implied and kind of shown in a digital fantasy way. Still hard to see. You see the different color raccoon tail. You see he has on brown boots with silver straps. You see the brown and white are going across his head mode. The black eyes, just dope looking pop. Good representation of Rocket, and I'm glad they made him a little smaller than the rest of the crew, so it can make sense. So he's not quite a 3-inch pop or whatever the 4-inch or 3-inch, whatever. He's a little smaller than that, so his proportionally looks it can pass. You see he has the gloves as well. Do they all have gloves? We'll see, but let's get right into the next one. And we have Groot up next with all his guns coming out with all his arms, which is pretty cool. I knew I had to get the exclusive, the pack exclusive once I saw the version of him. You see the green highlights going up his legs and at the top of his head. You see the branches coming out of his legs and head as well. The guns are in like a gunmetal color, which is cool. I wish I could always use a little bit more detail, but they look like they're all different guns, which is pretty dope. I just now noticed that. That's pretty cool. So this is my second Groot outside of the flying Groot from the Funko exclusive. So I did a comparison on that video. If you guys want to check that out, go check that out. This is dope design. I enjoy it. It's definitely drastically different than any of the Groots that we've gotten. We've got quite a few because he has they gave him his own show as he was growing up to the point that we see him in the Volume 3 version. And I believe every movie outside of this one, Groot was basically a baby. So this is the first time we get adult Groot. So that's pretty much why I grabbed him. I like the adult version a lot better than the smaller one. Not saying I don't like the smaller one, but just my preference. So let's get right into the next pop. And here we have Nebula from that 6-pack. Now, Nebula in the movie had a huge role, and as the Guardians and the Infinity Saga progressed, she actually took on a very prominent role with the Guardians and basically replaced her sister. I want to say not in every aspect, but in the sense of that placeholder of a team member. Her role is a lot different. Obviously, she's not entwined with Star-Lord in that romantic sense, but she brings a lot to the table. But this pop is very dope. I don't think there's too many Nebula pops out there, to be honest. So I'm so glad that I was able to get this particular one out of the bunch. Well, not just get this, I'm just glad they made a more recent version of Nebula. You see all the little details with her with that. Of course, she has the navy and maroon suit. She has her blaster. You see the quintessential silver arm or cyborg arm. You see that on the same side as the cyborg arm. You see the plate on the side of her head that was in Endgame or Infinity War. I forget which one exactly was used to take on a different version of Nebula. Was able to infiltrate and get them basically get the future or past Thanos, I forget, back to the headquarters of the Avengers and kind of inevitably get the Infinity Stones and still do his thing even after they went to the future and they killed him. He still came back, and they were trying to go to the past and destroy the gems and all that. Y'all know the story. But you gotta have that plate on the side of her head is all I'm trying to say. And then you see the silver plate from front to back that starts out as a solid piece and goes into three different metal pieces to the back of her head. You have those very distinct blue and purple colors on her face that make up her face, I should say, which is just all around dope pop. Cannot complain about this Nebula pop. I'm glad I finally got Nebula in the collection. But let's get on to the next one. And here we have Mantis, Star-Lord's sister, as we all came to find out in the Funko in the volume 3 or volume 2, excuse me, where Quill met his father, and Mantis was there with them, helping them deal with certain things on the fake planet, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I wasn't a huge fan of Mantis. I liked her powers. She almost had Thanos' gauntlet removed, but Quill found out he killed Gamora, so he went crazy and kind of messed that situation up. So just goes to show that Mantis is a very powerful character and can do a lot of different things other than the bare minimum that you would come to think she could do. So, I mean, she just has the navy suit with the maroon colors and that those studded, or not studded, but black boots and the gloves. She has just nothing too crazy about this particular pop. You see the green highlights in her hair. She normally always has some type of green on whenever you see her character. So I always thought that was pretty cool about a character. But I have no information or idea about her in the comics, which just dawned on me. So I wonder if she's as powerful in the comics as she is in the actual MCU, and if her character actually lines up with what goes on in the MCU. So yeah, pretty interesting character. Her and Drax have great chemistry and interact pretty well. Always hilarious to see them two. So let's get right into the final one of the 6-pack. And here we have Drax. I think there's a few different variations of Drax. There's a non-MCU version, and then there's a couple of MCU versions. But I would kind of want Drax to be a little bit bigger. Not a 6-inch, but just, a little bulked up a little bit, just to bring out that feature of his that Dave Bautista did, that brought to the physicalness that his character was brought in with the MCU. Yeah, he has the same maroon and navy uniform. His is actually a little different. He has some straps going across the arms, and he has these 2 knives in his boot. I'm not sure if there's a pocket for those. I don't even remember exactly from the movie, but it looks pretty cool. You see the silver coming down the front of the boot. So his uniform is a tad bit different. Everybody's uniform is a little bit different, not exactly the same. They stand out a little bit. And you see those famous markings on his eyes, the red markings, and then you have the gray tone on his actual body, or his face and hands, I should say, the parts of his skin that we can see. So very dope pop. Glad I got the actual whole team for once. Just needed Gamora and a high evolutionary, which I don't know why they playing and they're not giving us that. We actually did get to see some images of the collector core box have leaked, and definitely not the high evolutionary, definitely not Gamora. So I'll just leave it at that. I ain't gonna spoil it for you. So that completes the individual shots of the 6-pack. So let's get right into a team shot. And here we have a look at the full team. From left to right, we have Drax, Mantis, Nebula, Star-Lord, Rocket, and Groot. And all of these are the iteration of Volume 3 Walmart pack, Guardians. Hopefully we get that Gamora pop and we get the High Evolutionary at some point. I don't know how long it'll be before we actually get those particular pops, but I'm definitely anticipating those. The Collector Court box, like I said, I wouldn't say it's underwhelming. It's just not expected. These Collector Court boxes, they've been, I don't know. They've been kind of wonky. I think the last good one was Spider-Man Far From Home. That was really the only standout box that I've actually had since I've been collecting them, and it's been about a year exactly to date that I've actually been subscribed to the Collector Court boxes. The rest of them, hit or miss. I think Across the Spider-Verse was cool. It's kind of what I expected. Even the Thor: Love and Thunder, it was okay. But most of them is like, y'all got to do better, Funko. Y'all got to do better. So with that being said, like, subscribe, tune in. I appreciate you guys for watching. Be on the lookout for more videos, and that concludes the Walmart 6-pack of the Guardians.